They can't go straight to Hebrew Israelite. They can't go straight to X, Y, and Z. They gotta use the image. They gotta start. And I saw this a long time ago when they started to put all these black folk in the propaganda with this ISIS stuff, and how this Boko Haram made everybody understand that, oh, these extremists could be black too. And that's all they needed to do was plant a seed. And now when you go to, a mosque or you go to a Hebrew temple, you might see people, as far as like the head covers and all that, for them, for an army coming, or for whatever they want to, use to say, okay, oh, we thought, I mean, y'all all must be still together, because, they're saying Allah and creator, you're saying creator, y'all both got your head covers, or you both are wearing these things, whatever they're using to try to group these things. So all they got to do is start making people phobic, so that you walk down with your Hebrew garb, or your wife is with you and her head is covered for, whatever situation. And somebody can just point it out and say, oh, these guys look like they might be with those guys, or this might be with that. It's all to start labeling us and our communities as extremists. So you have all these things leading up. You got these refugees. We know that these people are funded, trained, all that, on record. I mean, this is recordation. You got them admitting to training pretty much every extremist, quote unquote, group. And this is what I covered briefly, the last time for the refugee show. But they fund everybody. They train everybody. They give them guns. They're still dropping guns and stuff. And of course, we work with Turkey. So Turkey's dropping all kind of guns to ISIS and supplies. All that, it's just a game. Here's the truth. False flags are going to happen, and real people are going to die. And it's not going to be false in terms of people not dying. It's going to be false in terms of who's propagating this stuff, who's behind this stuff. Like Brother Sada said, fear. Fear, fear. They get you scared enough to give up your rights. That's the game. But they play both sides. Of course, they got to have the game rigged in order to get this order, to get their plan out of chaos. So the rigged game is happening now. You see it in front. You want to buy into it. I mean, it's like a drug. It's like a reality show. Oh, Russia planes. Putin did this. Obama did this. They're just setting the stage for chaos. They are shipping refugees still to Michigan and, all throughout the U.S., California. We're still going to get Syrian refugees. Meanwhile, Sweden is kicking them out. And Saudi Arabia, their next door neighbor, never accepted one single Syrian refugee. And they have a whole tent city that can fill at least 4 million refugees with air-conditioned tents. It's already set up. They use it once a year for Hajj, 3 or 4, days for that week. And they don't use it for the rest of the year. It's a whole tent city that can hold 4 million people that will solve our entire refugee, quote-unquote, crisis right now. But Saudi Arabia won't open the door at all, but they're still our allies to the U.S. Do you see how this is playing out? This is madness. If you look at it from the puppet show, from behind the veil, you can see it as, oh, Saudi Arabia knows these are not refugees. They have the inside skinny. They know that this is a plan, and they are now setting, their own pieces in play. So they are letting these. Now, there are real people who are refugees and families and love to all them who are really trying to benefit off this thing. But now they are the ones being turned away. They are the ones that the doors are being closed on. The army already got through. The army in plain clothes, which you'll see pictures of refugees. It's not a bunch of women and kids. That's what CNN shows. When you really dig, it's nothing but young men. 80% young men that are checking out, not from Syria, but from Iraq, Afghanistan. They're from other areas, brought together, shipped to the, U.S., shipped to Europe. Now it's destabilizing their whole entire situation. Why else would they ship 10,000 refugees in a small little European, countries? And they're destabilizing. They're causing the chaos. And they want to get us afraid enough to trust them so that when this stuff goes down, we say, please take away our rights. Please come give us, come take us to your camps. the show War Games, man. I mean, King Alpha's plan. We dropped all the prisons that have not been, I mean, accounted for, but they're fully, you know what I'm saying, filled with employees. They got fully staffed prisons with guillotines that are not on the prison list. There's just hundreds of them. There's a few in California. There's a few here. They got guillotines going all over the place. No one's talking about it. So what do you think the end game is? These refugees are to cause chaos in order for them to clamp down on not just American rights, even though that will happen too, but to mainly clamp down on you. King Alfred's plan is to gather you. They have to get all of us. And this is their way to do it. They're using this fake extremist situation. They're putting images of black folk now fighting side by side with these guys. Now they're going to use that to try to profile us. And this is what they're going to do to cause a phobia around us as extremists, because we are going to be, of course, stepping up and talking against the tyranny. And they're going to turn and say, look, they're talking against the tyranny. They must be with them. Round them up. So that's the end game. We'll get back to how this is building, but that's the end game. Right quick off this site, I'll leave the links, of course. Creeping Sharia, SHARIA.wordpress. It's a very good article about the Czech president, Czechoslovakia, who dropped this. This is about a week ago. He says the article is entitled "Current Migrant Wave and Organized Invasion Threatens Security." This is from the Czech president. He's calling the current migrant wave, or quote unquote refugee crisis, an organized invasion. That there was a danger posed by terrorists, not refugees, who must be helped. Such a stance is dangerous to the Czech Republic by its hesitation, indecisiveness, and a number of other conciliatory and seemingly humanitarian gestures. So this is just more damage control, but I'm bringing this out to let you know that this is what the Czech president is bringing out. He's calling this an organized invasion. I'm calling this an organized invasion. This is how you invade a territory under a guise of refugees, but these people are really an army. That's why they're coming up missing, because they're just going to their little camps that's already set up for them by the same government that funded them and trained them. Everybody knows it's a joke, but here's the catch. Some people think that that the truth behind this thing stops right there. Oh, we funded ISIS. See, ISIS is us and all this kind of stuff. That's only the beginning. Once you go there, then you have to understand they're coming for you. They're bringing an army in to you, to me, and they're causing chaos soon. And this is the steps on that particular ladder. Once they get to the peak, they're going to have the stuff popping off, and people are going to think that it's this or it's that. Man, it's for you. It's all about you. Just like the whole entire, sun and moon, stars revolve around you, Yasharala. Not just humankind, mankind. It's for you, a seed of people. So once you get how special you are and how the whole universe revolves around you, Israel, then you understand how important you are to them.